Okay, Andrew Hollis here again. This is now attempt 5, attempt of this video blog for INN 333, week 7, audio-video blogging. Attempt 1, didn't have a working microphone. Attempt 2, I stumbled over some words around minute 1 and was unable to continue. Attempt 3, this random homeless guy came up to me. No, attempt 3, I sounded like Michelle Bachmann. Attempt 4, this random guy started talking to me, which was actually kind of cool. I've uploaded it already. And this is now attempt 5, when I actually have notes and an idea of what I'm going to be saying. So anyway, I've wasted 40 seconds, so 3 minutes, give or take, reflections on what I've got so far. So as a personal progress, this is the start, by the way, I'm really enjoying this subject so far. A lot of it's about stuff I've kind of got an awareness of. Kate introduced us all to Twitter last semester, so I've had a good idea of how it works, and I've been using it in a kind of casual sense. But also, it's allowed me to keep up to date with things, like finding out when lectures are on, if lectures have moved, things like that. I'm sure that in a professional capacity, it will also be very useful. I found interesting, I think in one of the workshops, workshop 2, they mentioned that there was tools used by corporations now, which are kind of like internal intranet Twitters. Oh, my chin looks terrible. Informal intranet Twitters, which people Twitter clones, basically, which can be used by companies to keep everyone in a building or on an intranet or in whatever it's called, VPN, that's it, up to date with what's happening within the company, but also not letting anyone who's not in the company be aware of it. So it's not open, but it is to everyone in the company. I find those an interesting idea because it creates kind of a melting pot meeting place, virtual meeting place, which feeds into the personal learning networks that we're talking about in other lectures. There's quite a lot about the technology that I'm finding interesting. I like the idea that we're using informal tools for professional purposes. My screen just died. And I find that kind of cool, in all honesty, because, well, they're toys basically, Twitter, Facebook, audio blogs and everything, but basically just toys that someone created as a joke. And now we're actually turning them into a serious media and professional industry, kind of. The problem I have with the idea is that we've got to have some kind of time to get used to using these tools, like putting them into the daily processes of a business or a library in this case, because it's very easy to completely neglect it. I've made 300 Twitter posts since I joined in May, but there's a week, 2 weeks where I don't touch the thing. Facebook, since I joined it in about 2005, I think, I've made about 100,000 entries, posters, pictures, comments, everything on it, but I haven't posted on Facebook, I think, at all this week. Um, a big issue is actually getting people in the community to listen to it, and that's where the whole play-toy effect comes in. Trying to get people to use something that they use recreationally and use it as a marketing gimmick, tool, not gimmick, tool, by users in the library, by staff in the library. Another big issue is trying not to get oh, shoot, just a second. I'm skipping the rest of that because I can't read comments anymore. Personal learning networks. I'm not 100% sold on the idea, but I'm not really the type of person who likes to go to people for help very often. I find it sometimes just feels a bit awkward asking for help. I don't know why. I should probably get used to it. If I'm going to be working in a collaborative industry like working in a library or information profession, informal networks, however, I've been using quite a lot. The people I've walked to and from the bus or train station with, usually just the bus stop because no one touches the train anymore. But, I keep up to date with them, and, we just casually talk about the subject of classes, the lecture, guest speakers, upcoming classes, and assignments. I find that really helpful because you get a kind of collaborative idea of where everyone else is staying, and you can kind of say, I should be further along, or, I'm too far ahead. Not that being too far ahead in any university assignment is a bad idea. But you get an idea of where people are and also some of their ideas, and you kind of mix and match and get you know uh, hybrid ideas is what I was going for. On to how I think the subject might be helping with my career. I think there's a lot of advantage of knowing this stuff right now and starting a career out of it. Being the guy who goes into the library and says, I can use Twitter, I can set up a Facebook page, I can set up networks and all that stuff is going to be incredibly useful for the future, for right now. But the thing is as these tools get simpler to use and as more and more people enter the workforce with these skills, there's a downside in that it's not going to be as impressive a marketing campaign, but not knowing it will be a major detriment to anyone. I also find that using Twitter and setting up networks like this has been very helpful in finding out where jobs are, job positions, getting informal connections with people. I had a librarian from Topeka, Kansas, respond to one of my tweets earlier in the week when I was talking about a documentary on the ABC, and that was kind of cool. And it's just one little networking example that's just spreading, and I like that idea. Um, but yeah, as far as I can tell, that's my time basically up. Actually, I'm about a minute over. But yeah, as far as I can tell, I'm really enjoying the subject so far. This is probably a dog's breakfast of video, but yeah, that's basically it. Liking the subject so far. I'm finding that a lot of the technology use is being good. The future career potential is kind of handy, but I'm seeing there are some disadvantages if you don't continuously update what you know. I hope that that's not too incomprehensible, Kate, and cheers. Stopping.